Hey, what's up, guys? Here in the Fire Sports Pod. You guys know the drill. So let's get right to my show I have for you guys today. We are here on TikTok Live right now, as well as our YouTube and our Apple Podcast and Spotify show. Welcome to Recap Monday. This is currently Season 3, Episode 15 on the Fire Sports Pod. We're going to be going over a quick episode today. We're just going to be going over and rambling on about the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs and how those things going. That's what we're going to go over on Recap Monday. And then on Wednesday, we'll get to something different. But right now, we're going to be going over NBA and NHL playoff matchups and how the series are going and what are my thoughts on the next couple rounds. So let's get right to it. First up, hey, what's up, Aiden? How you doing, bro? So first up, let's get to the NBA playoffs, where right now we have some good series. I know on Friday we went over just a little bit about how the series are going, but we've had a couple shockers, a couple game sevens finish up. So let's get right to it. So if you guys are watching on the YouTube, we're going to be watching on YouTube. You'll be able to see it here. So let's get right into it. So first up, the first series we have right now in the conference semifinals is the Thunder and the Mavericks. They're going to be happening on Tuesday, tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. And this is going to be on TNT. Number 1 Thunder versus number 5 Mavericks. This is going to be a pretty good series. The only reason why, if you guys are asking why I picked the Mavericks to win this series is just because the Thunder's youth. I think the Mavericks having Luka that's been in the playoffs multiple times, having the Thunder that has been in the playoffs multiple times, I do believe that is going to help them drastically in just the experience. You have, not to mention, you have Jason Kidd as the coach, have a lot of experience. I don't think anybody in the Thunder could hold down both Luka and Kyrie. One guy could be off, the other guy could be going crazy. But again, you still have to be connected to both players. It is going to be a bit of a problem for the Thunder's defensive wise. I think having Chet Holmgren is big, but they have a big as well. It's just going to be a good series. I don't think the Thunder pushes this to 7. I think Mavericks win in 6. I think it gets tied 2-2. And then the Mavericks, I think, just ride off 2 straight like they did with the Clippers. That's how I'm looking at it. And yeah, Aiden, the Cavs almost had it. We'll be going over that series in just a little bit. But the Magic almost had it. I just think their youth really got the best of them. They had an 18-point lead, and for them to give it up like that, it's a bit of a thing. Yes, Jalen Williams for OKC is the X factor. If he is playing the way he's been playing and he stays hot, it's going to be a rough one for the Mavs. They need to really hone on their defense, but that's been what they've been great about on the playoffs in the last 18 games of the regular season, have been great defensively. Kluber's not guarding him whatsoever. Yeah, they're going to have to switch the matchups every now and then. But they're going to have to give him bodies, make him see bodies, different ones, different matchups, really to confuse him as he is a young player. So we'll see how well he does. But I think Jalen Williams is the X factor for the Thunder. But I still think the Mavericks just have too much. They have a lot of shooting. They have a lot of skilled and smart players. I think the Mavericks win in 6 to advance to the conference finals, where they would meet the Timberwolves. Now, the Timberwolves took game 1 in Denver. 106-99. Anthony Edwards had 43. This man is him. He is the AKA Himothy. Like, Jesus Christ, this man is a monster. Anthony Edwards cannot be stopped by anybody in the NBA. It just doesn't look like it. The only team that was able to really contain him during this season was the Lakers. But to be honest, I can't really say that because they didn't really have, a couple games they had their full squad, but the last couple games they didn't really have their full squad. But you got to send multiple bigs. Michael Porter Jr. is not a guy that's going to be able to defend Anthony Edwards. Jokic is not going to be able to defend him because he's too slow. So you're going to have to put a smaller guy on him that's faster, quicker, but just much smaller. Anthony Edwards is going to just body him. But yeah, on a side note, guys, you should definitely share my live. You should invite more of your friends to join my live to talk some sports right now. Again, we're going over the NHL and NBA playoffs. Right now, we're on the Timberwolves and Nuggets series, which is tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern time on TNT. Game 2 of the second round in Denver. I'm going to personally go with Denver. I think Denver at least gets the one win at home. But I'm letting you guys know, ladies and gentlemen, if Denver does not win tonight, it's going to be either a sweep or a gentleman's sweep. I am wholeheartedly agreed that it's not going past 5 games if Denver does not get the win tonight. And that is just my look on the playoffs, how it's gone so far. And teams go down 2-0. It's a rarity that they get back, especially against this Timberwolves team who have the team to beat Denver. If you look at it, Denver has Jamal Murray. Who do they go with that? They have Anthony Edwards. You have Michael Porter Jr. You have Jokic. They have Cat. They have Rudy Gobert. They have a team. Not to mention they have Mike Conley in there. So you got a bunch of guys. Dort probably going to guard Luka, Kyrie, and Shea guards the other. Yeah, but Dort, I don't think Dort can guard Kyrie. And Dort's going to give Luka little problems, but I don't think Shea can guard either one of them. I just think both of them are just too skilled for any of them to guard. And then Ant has finally arrived to top 5 status. Hell yeah. He might be the best player in the NBA right now. I don't care about SGA. I get it. I don't care about Jokic. The way he's been performing against Phoenix and against the first game against Denver, it's rough. But yeah, Mavs in 6. I'm going to take Timberwolves. I'm going to go on the safe side. I'm going to take Timberwolves at 6 because I got the Nuggets winning tonight, covering that 5.5 spread and winning at home. I don't think the Nuggets drop 2-0 against the Timberwolves, but you never know. The Timberwolves are able to do it. Yeah, I get you, but I just think I like the way Sports Talk with Aiden saying that Jokic is 1 for him and Ant is 2 for him. It's just Ant, yeah, which can do a lot more with the scoring the basketball. The only thing that really Jokic does better than Ant is triple doubles and as well as passing. But Ant has everything on the skills position wise to get the job done. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Thank you for the rose. Appreciate it. So yeah, I got the Timberwolves in 6. And I got Mavs in 6. So that would be conference finals between the Timberwolves and the Mavericks. Celtics Cavs. This is Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern time on TNT. As we know, the Heat didn't really give the Celtics any problems because there was no Jimmy Butler. Cavs and Magic went deep, 7 games. What a game 7. I mean, the Cavs look like an abysmal team. They look like they couldn't do nothing offensively, and they couldn't guard Paolo Banchero. I mean, Banchero had 38 points still, or 38 points. But he had 24 in the first half. So he only had 14 in the second half. So he really was gassed in the second half. That's why you really can't always go crazy because sometimes you get gassed. And I think it was a young team. They got a lot of potential. I think the next 2 years or so, they'll make a run for the finals. That's my thing. Paolo Banchero is a monster. Markelle Fultz. You got Wagner. You got a bunch of guys that can really play on the Magic. They're just a little young. Cavs have experience with Jared Allen, Donovan Mitchell, Max Strus, even Evan Mobley, Garland. They've been in the playoffs multiple times. So the Cavs have a lot of experience, and the Magic really don't. And in a game 7 like that, when you're up by 18, you have to really hone in on an 18-point lead and just blow out the other team. Don't let them come back. Don't let them give life. And that's what the Cavs did. And the Cavs eventually turned the tide from 18 down to winning by 12 as they advanced to play the Celtics, where I think the Cavs will give the Celtics a little trouble because of the Cavs' size and shooting ability. I would not be surprised if the Cavs could beat the Celtics in a series because the Cavs are not bad. But I'm going to go with the Celtics winning. I think this game, it's very hard. I think the reason for I'm going to go in 5, Celtics win in 5, is because the Cavs has just played a tough nails series with the Magic, and I think they're going to be gassed. And I think the Celtics are going to come in on a lot of rest, and I think they're going to get the wins that they need. I would not be surprised if the Cavs can push it to 7. I would not be surprised if the Cavs push it to 6. But I'm going to go with Celtics winning in 5. I think the Cavs go down 2-1, and they have their game 4 in Cleveland. And if they win that, then it goes 7 games. If they lose that, then it's in 5. Celtics would advance to the conference finals. Yes, after Giannis not being healthy, he's no longer in that convo. Giannis has been really going downhill with his health. So, but when he's on the floor, he's a beast. But when he's not, it really kills his team. Franz Wagner and Suggs absolutely sold for the Magic, definitely, without a doubt. Suggs was like a non-existent player in that game 7, and Franz, really, his brother was playing better than he was. He also was in a lot of foul trouble, so can't really say that's a bad thing. I mean, can't really say that's a big problem, but still, you got to keep your hands off them. Who do I think is going to make the finals? Cherba. I'm going to probably go with the Timberwolves. And I'm going to go with the I want to say Knicks. I really do. I want to say Knicks. But man, they scared me against that 76ers series, man. They really, really pushed it to the brink. I think the Knicks can beat any team. I think it would be great to see the Knicks versus Timberwolves. But I have to see how that Celtics-Cavs series goes. But you know what? Fuck it. Let's just go. I think if you want to go safe bet, John, if you are betting, I would probably go with Timberwolves Celtics. So if that's the safe bet, I would go there. Pacers series going to be an easier time than the 76ers. I would know. I think the Knicks really do get the win of the Pacers. I'm going to say Knicks win in 6. Just that the Knicks are the better team. If it goes farther than that, the Pacers do have a shot because they're a scrappy team. But the Knicks are as well. If I want to say personally, I would love to see Timberwolves Knicks in the finals. But if I'm going to go on a safe side to bet, I would probably go Celtics Timberwolves because I really think the Timberwolves are going to mop the floor with the Nuggets. And I think the Timberwolves will beat the Mavericks. And then I think it's Celtics Knicks. I think Celtics Knicks in the conference finals and winner take all. It's just going to be rough to see whether the Knicks without Julius Randle, can they deal with the size of the Celtics? Even though they have Mitch Robb, they got some bigs on the Knicks side, but at the same time, can they get the job done over the Celtics? Now, Kristaps Porzingis being injured, that's a bit of a question mark there. But John Cherba, I would definitely go with either Timberwolves Celtics safe side 1 versus the 3, or I would go Knicks Timberwolves. I don't think anybody else. Whoever wins the Timberwolves Nuggets series is coming out of the West, but I do think the Timberwolves will come out of the West, and that's my predictions for the NBA. Pacers Knicks, we'll go into that. That starts tonight, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time on TNT. I think this is going to be a pretty good series. I think the Pacers, they slip up one game, which will give the Knicks their ability to push this game and take it in 6. But again, as John said, I think the 76ers series was much harder and much tougher than the Pacers series is going to be. But again, you never know. It's the NBA playoffs. You never know. Anything can really happen. Anything is possible in these playoffs. As we see, the Lakers were up every game at halftime, and they lost 4 out of the 5 games. So anything is possible. Anything can happen. This is what we love about the NBA playoffs and just the NBA in general. And just in general, playoffs of any sport, anything is possible. Any team can beat any team. And I could be totally wrong. I could say the Thunder wins, the Nuggets win, the Cavs win, and the Pacers win. Like, you never know. But yeah, that's the safe bet for there. And I would have Nuggets, Timberwolves, Mavericks, Celtics, Knicks, and then I would probably go Timberwolves, Celtics. But personally, I would like to have Timberwolves, Knicks. But other than that, we will move on from the NBA, and we are going to go to the NHL, where things have got in pretty feisty over here. We have some great series coming up, and what a series we had. What a series we have starting in the Rangers and Hurricanes. I mean, what better of a matchup could you have other than the Rangers playing the Panthers in the conference finals? What matchup could you have to go to the conference finals than your arch rivals of the Rangers with the Hurricanes? So if you guys did not see, Dallas last night won and prevailed over Vegas 2-1 in Game 7 to take down the defending champs. Defending champs had a 2-0 series lead in this series. They should have won this series, no questions asked. They couldn't get the job done. Dallas advances to play the Avalanche in a round 2. That's going to be a great series for the ages. I hope Dallas does give Avalanche a little bit of a run for their money. I have Dallas advancing to play in the Western Conference Finals. But Avalanche is going to be a tough outing. It's going to be a tough outing. And then you have the Canucks versus the Oilers. That's going to be one hell of a game. I'm going to have the Canucks winning. I got the Canucks winning in I got the Dallas Stars winning in 7 over the Avalanche. And I got the Vancouver Canucks beating the Oilers in 6. Panthers, Bruins. I have Panthers winning in 6. And I have Rangers winning in 6. So I have both 6 and 7s. But that's how I have it there. Boston took down Toronto in a crazy fashion over the weekend, 2-1 in overtime in Game 7 to advance. And that was pretty much it. We had those 2 series. Boston and Florida play tonight. First game of that series. I'm going to take Florida winning at home and getting the first win, just like the Rangers. This all could be a sweep. The Rangers could take down the Hurricanes in a sweep. It could be that easy for the Rangers. Now, do I want to go into the Eastern Conference Finals on like a not losing a game? No. But to be honest, I want to be tested. I want to see how our team answers the call when tested. And if you guys don't want to know what I'm talking about, is like you want to be tested before those big series. You don't want to go into a series and be like, oh, well, just because we went all these games without a loss. It's the first time since 1984 the Rangers went 5-0 to start the playoffs. That's just not a coincidence. That just shows how good we are, but actually shows how hard it is to win for 5 games straight. Win a series, blow out the Capitals 4-0, and then start the Hurricanes with a 1-0. We could have just been, you know what, we're the better team, and then lackadaisical, and we lose yesterday. But we came in. So Sturkin didn't have the best of games, but he did enough to win the game. Panarin came up clutch. Zibanejad had one hell of a game. He had 2 goals in the first period. The Rangers had 3 goals in total in the first period. They let the Hurricanes get some life. In that type of scenario, we have to crush them and really put them away for good. But other than that, I think we've played fantastic. I think all in all, the Rangers played the way they were supposed to play. I think if the Panthers play the way they played against Tampa, they will beat the Bruins. I think Dallas is going to have a tough one. Excuse me. Dallas is going to have one tough matchup against the Avalanche. I think Dallas really, really needs to hone in on their offensive capabilities and really not give up anything. Dallas really needs to play basically perfect hockey in order to beat the Avalanche. The Avalanche are on a roll. They just bamboozled through the Winnipeg Jets. It wasn't even close. And then I think Vancouver and the Oilers are going to be one hell of a matchup. That matchup could go 7 with Connor McDavid at the helm. I think it's going to be Canucks, Dallas in the Western Conference Finals. And in the Eastern Conference Finals, I think it's going to be Panthers, Rangers. Cavs in 4. My guy. I wish. I'm a Lakers fan. I hate Boston. I will be rooting for the Cavs on most of the games. I would hope for my sake I would be wrong. Celtics in 4. Okay, I was about to say Celtics in 4, Cavs in 4. I'm sorry. It's going to go 5. I'm going to go in between both of you guys. It's going to go 5. I'm going to say Celtics in 5. I think the Cavs, they have a shot in Cleveland down 2-1 to get the win. And if they slip up, they're going to lose in 5. If they win that game can go that series can go 7 games. I wholeheartedly agree that series could go 7 games. Cavs in 4, not happening. They don't have Jared Allen, and the Celtics don't have Kristaps Porzingis. So both teams don't have their top bigs. So we'll see how well they do both teams do without those two. But I do agree. Celtics are going to win this series, but I think Celtics win in 5. If it gets tied 2-2, I think Celtics win in 7. That's how I have it. But now for the NHL, like I said, I think Connor McDavid is going to have one hell of a game and one hell of a series against Vancouver. Vancouver's just got to play better than they did against the Predators because, if I'm being honest, the Predators should have won that game. Won that series, I should say. So it's going to be one hell of a playoffs for both the NHL and NBA. I appreciate you guys stopping by. That will be pretty much it for my show here today on the Fire Sports Pod, where everything we do here is fire. You guys know the drill. Don't forget to check out my YouTube show on the Fire Sports Pod, as well as our Apple Podcasts and Spotify audio show. Don't forget to check out and peep the Instagram, as well as our TikTok. We are over about 1,064 followers on our TikTok. We are over the 100 subscribers for our YouTube. We got that over the weekend, so it was a great sight to see. Finally got over the 100 subscribers mark. So I appreciate all the support out there, guys. I appreciate the love. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great rest of your day. Peace out, guys.